Are we live? Oh, we are live. Okay. So,
Exciting.
welcome back to another conversation with Coco. I am your host, Coco. Welcome. So, today we have a very special episode, which is always a very special time when I'm speaking with my BFF, AE. And if you've been here around here, you follow me on the what you call it. What is that? What is that place called? The trenches, TikTok.
Yes,
You
I was
follow
like,
me on
where have
TikTok.
you been? Where have I been?
Listen, you follow me on TikTok. You know we used to have a podcast, and so we're gonna kick it back, Seattle Lights in the South style today. So we're gonna talk about a very heavy topic. Look, we're always into talking about heavy things.
Right, we can't just
So
chill.
I'll let you let the people know who you is, where they can find you, and all that jazz while I get my links and shit together over here on this side.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for having me, Coco. It's great to be back. We took a hell of a hiatus. Um, I'm Queen Pin. I've known Coco since we were little baby kids out in Seattle, and then we both moved to the South. I work in the corporates Americas, so I'm still in the trenches, in those trenches. I enjoy brunch rolling on TikTok and the Twitter sphere and all those things. I have a dog, and right now she's doing a lot right now, so she's kind of here. Her name's Riesling, like the wine. Shout out. Um, right now I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina, and this is probably the longest I've sat down in one place in the last 10 years. So I'm happy to kind of have like a pause for the cause and get back to, something that's fun. Maybe we'll bring back Seattleites in the South sooner than later. I don't know, girl. This journey has been interesting, to say the least.
I've been over here content creating, okay?
Right.
So
Right. She hasn't stopped. I have been the one that has stopped. And I'm very well aware of that. I'm very aware of that. But yeah, other than that, grew up in Seattle, went to high school and college in North Carolina. I started my work career back in Seattle, and I've moved with my job a couple times, but I am now back in Charlotte. So yeah, I think that's enough for people to know at this time. If you want to find me on Instagram and TikTok, it is Tiny Tim, TinyThemB. Yeah, I think that's sufficient.
all right, girl. So I guess we can do our little mental health check-in, how it goes live,
Yes.
chemical imbalances in your brain.
Life is good. So, with this job, now that I'm back, like in the city, a lot of my friends from college are still here. So I've been, doing brunch. I just got back from brunch today. A couple of my other friends were in town for a family event, so we checked out a couple bars, things like that. Went to the gym, so I started going to the gym, y'all. And when I tell you, like
5 a.m. Bless.
at,
5 a.m.
at
Church.
5 a.m. And that's the only reason it's at 5 is because, can I curse on here?
Oh, I cuss all the time.
Oh, okay, okay. I just make sure.
Thanks for
I had to
sharing
go.
this.
I had to go at 5 because niggas. If I don't go early, I'm not gonna go. That's the thing. Like if I don't get it out the way first
Why
thing,
though?
well, I gotta be at work by 8:30. So if I gotta be at work at 8:30, get good. 5. You really don't get there. Start going to like 5:30. You get a little 6:30. Come back home. It's about 7. You shower, take the dog out. You know what I'm saying? Get right, get tired. You get to work. You at work.
I don't be commuting, so
Exactly. Um, so yeah, so I've been back in the gym. I'm doing like a cleanse with an undetermined amount of time. It's just doing all the things that I know for myself I need to be doing anyway. And the thought is that once I do them consistently, the other stuff that I don't need to be doing or don't need in my life or the bad habits, they'll just fall off because I'll just be too full from the other good stuff. So doing that.
No, I was gonna stop and coach you just right now, because girl, we'll talk about it later. Go ahead.
We're not doing all the things, Coco. Okay, I'm
That
not doing
wasn't doing
all.
all the things. It was the if I just do these things will just magically go away.
Well,
Okay.
anyway, that's where we're at for now. I'm starting there. I'm starting with something. We'll address the other things as we go. But that's where I'm at so far. So the first thing I added in was going to the gym, drinking my water, and eating regularly because I didn't do that either. So yeah.
Um, my mental health. Wow. I've been on some anti-anxiety meds for the past month and a half. Go me. It wasn't on my
Yay!
card for 2023, but here we are.
Here we are, sis. Here we
Um,
go.
I think I have come to the realization and acceptance that like I cannot out schedule and out achieve the chemical imbalances in my brain. So that's just the life I'm living right now. I'm trying to get back to a place where I feel comfortably, physically, emotionally, spiritually, especially mentally. Because wow, being an attorney is just
That's wild that you chose that life for yourself. Like that's
I
wild.
mean, we'll talk about that at some other time too. I think that was the only thing that was ever fostered in my life. But we'll deal with that in
Mm,
that conversation some other
mm, mm-hmm.
time. So, anything current that you want to talk about before we dip and dabble into our main topic? Because we're gonna get a little deep. We also gonna get a little real. And when I be by myself or with my TikTok besties, I be like me, like something happens when we get together. It's
Right.
gonna be a whole lot of shit going on.
It is. It is.
So,
No, I myself personally don't have anything that I need to add at this very moment in time. Yeah, no, yeah. I think we're good to proceed.
good to proceed. Okay, so we are here today to talk about body image, fat phobia, and plastic surgery. We're having this conversation obviously because recent events with the recent passing of Jackie O. But we were having a conversation, like we get up early in the morning and have like these deep ass philosophical conversations and shit. Just as our norm, our baseline.
Every
And
day.
we were talking about some real shit. And
Every
so
day.
let's bring real shit to these YouTube streets. And so yeah, I think I don't know if I want to go with why we're let's do that. Why did you want to have this conversation? I'll interject why I want to have this conversation. We'll proceed with the definition of fat phobia because some of y'all are lost. So, in order for us to proceed as we need to, we're going to be on the same page. And we're going to get into the tweet that sparked this complex, nuanced conversation that a lot of y'all niggas, it just went over y'all niggas' heads. It just, whoop, whoop, integrated. So, why did you want to have this conversation? Or is it because I just asked you and you was like, okay.
Yes, the latter. But I think like especially now that I'm at a point where because I wasn't always comfortable with how I looked. Let me be clear. I wasn't always comfortable with how I looked. But one thing that like recurred with when I got comfortable with how I looked was people like, oh, you're so confident. Like I love like how confident you like I was just like, okay, I get that, but like it was weird to me that that's not something that's said to my other friends who address similarly to me who aren't as big as me. Why no one says, oh, I'm glad that you're confident in yourself and how you look. It's as if being bigger, I'm not supposed to be confident in how I am and how I look. And I also started noticing too, especially now that I'm back, how people treat me when I'm out with my smaller friends. And so, and I've never had any issues from my friend group, but it became evident from moving with them in spaces how we were treated differently people approaching them versus approaching me, etc., etc. So I think that was something that I was like, question mark, question mark. Why is it like this? And why is this not something that we think about? You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of privileges I think that we're awarded, especially as Black women, that we don't think exist. I have never been an ugly girl, but pretty privilege exists in different ways. And so people don't automatically think pretty privilege from a big girl. There are a lot of bigger women who are gorgeous, but no one wants to give them the stamp of having pretty privilege because they're big. And
No,
so
I don't believe in pretty privilege.
you don't.
I don't.
I think it's very much
I
so
also not hook up on. Can you guys hear me well?
I can hear you.
Oh, my mic is hooked up. Okay, that's. Oh,
I
okay.
can hear you better now. I can hear you better.
Sorry, y'all. I don't believe in pretty privilege. I talk about it on TikTok. I don't believe in pretty privilege. And because you can keep up, I'll give you the Spark Note version.
Right. Go ahead.
In order to have pretty privilege be a thing, we have to define what pretty is. When we define what pretty is, you will find it is just a whole bunch of European features and shit like that. So if we're going to talk about attractiveness, desirability, we have to peel back the layers of white supremacy, which we're going to do here tonight. Yay. We're going to do that tonight. But yeah, so it's like, is it pretty privilege or is it just white and proximity to white and what that gives you under white supremacy? Because we're going to break down what the beauty standard is and how the beauty standard adapts to people of color in their community, depending on where they are in the world, because that goes in this too, in this conversation. So for me, people say, oh, well, you're pretty. Okay, but what does pretty mean? Where did you get the idea of pretty? When we say someone is pretty, what are we actually really saying? And why do some people that we may deem as beautiful don't get that pretty label out in the world based off of features, hair texture, skin color, body type?
Yeah.
So for us to say pretty, it's all these different things wrapped up in one. It's like, I think it really is just whiteness at the end of the day. But
I think it can be. The only reason why I say that I've seen it is the women I hang around have typical Black women features, thick lips, wide noses, but they're slim. So yes, I would agree to an extent, but I also feel like pretty is
also plays into there is a Black beauty standard.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, absolutely. The Black beauty standard is the European beauty standard adapted.
Sure. Exactly. I'm not disagreeing, but I feel like it exists and it looks different depending on where you at. Just the same way someone would be like, oh, you're a 10 in LA, but you're a 2 in Miami or whatever. Every city has their own baseline of what they consider is top tier for that space. So yes, in the Black community, we have a specific look for what we consider, which has been adapted from Eurocentric features, etc., what we consider to be pretty. But we've adapted it to fit ours, to fit our space, to fit our, exchanges or whatever.
I don't disagree that there are privileges with that, but to me, at least, people that are having conversations about pretty privilege, they're not being nuanced. And so if it's just, oh, I look attractive. Well, there's a lot of attractive people that don't get the same treatment as you do. Based on this thing and that thing. And there are lots of beautiful women in our eyes that to the world at large aren't really considered conventionally attractive.
Absolutely.
So when we're talking about pretty, it's like if everyone that's pretty can't be included in the group, it's not really pretty privilege.
It's not really it. No, I agree.
You in your proximity to whiteness and what that gets you in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, let's quiet as kept. Some people that have pretty privilege are not very cute. Let's be honest. You check some boxes, you get privileges, but you're not really actually desirable.
You got long hair, you got light eyes, you're skinny, but you look like a broomstick.
You know what? Perfect example. And I wish I could play it, but it's on Netflix. Love is Blind. anybody caught this but me, I'm gonna take it to Micah and what's his face? Whatever his name.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So you know Micah, she's petite, slim,
Yes.
short, big
Yes.
boobs, tight butt, blonde hair, blue eyes. Natural features aren't that big. Her nose isn't that big. She has lip injections. She follows certain societal norms for white women.
Mm-hmm.
And when he was I don't know if you caught that shit, when he was at the bachelor party, when he was like, I don't know if I'm going to marry her, but she meets the minimum requirements of being the perfect woman.
Yes.
When I tell you I died, I died.
He didn't like
I
that girl.
died
He did not like that. It's so true.
She checks the boxes, but she's not
it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, men do that a lot. They do that a lot. They marry these women that they don't really feel or don't really like, but they check the boxes and they're societally acceptable, so they marry them to get clout. Basically.
And we're going to talk about how, you know, we live in a white supremacist patriarchy. I don't know how many times I have to tell y'all that it's a white supremacist patriarchy. So whether we like it, whether we don't, whether we agree, whether we don't, white men set the standards.
Absolutely.
So even though we're talking about this from a woman's perspective to other women, and you know me over here, everything we talk about leads back to empowering Black women.
Yes.
We have to keep in mind our societal norms came from somewhere, and we still perpetuate them today. And that all of these things, we're talking about body image, fat phobia, plastic surgery, we have to realize to a certain extent this is for the male gaze, whether it's to get into an interpersonal romantic relationship or to get a promotion at work, to get a job, period. The opportunities and networking that you have, it affects all of these things. And so, should we start with the definition of fat phobia? I mean, I want to have a talk about you. You know,
let's start at the top. Let's start at the top. We'll start at the top.
We gotta start from the definitions of fat phobia before we get to the tweet, because I think the tweet, it triggered a lot of people, and they were, ooh, girl, the thunder. Ooh, let's pray, because the thunderstorms be rolling through here every day. So let's hope we stay online, because the tweet went over y'all's heads. I don't want that to happen with us, so we're gonna do the legwork.
Are you gonna post a tweet? Did you already post a tweet?
I'm not posting nothing, girl. We is in StreamYard.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know. I thought you could put it somewhere.
Goodness, you over here in the dark ages,
girl. You know I'm not hip.
Let's go to the most basic definition of the fat phobia. We're gonna get basic, and we're gonna get progressively larger. Okay. All right. So this is the most basic text. I mean, the definition of fat phobia. So dictionary.com. Real easy, real simple. An aversion or hostility to, disdain for, or fear of fatness and fat people. Y'all know me, I'm an attorney. Let's break it down. An aversion or hostility, that's one. If you like, bitch, you fat, fuck you, fat phobic. Disdain. I can't believe how fat you are, bitch. Fat phobic. Fear of fatness or fat people. Oh my God, bitch, I gained 5 pounds. Put me in the psych ward. Or, oh my God, bitch, there's a fat person near me. What the fuck do I do? I know I'm being animated and like not serious and sometimes, but I'm, you know.
But you get it. Yeah.
So, ooh, look how cute we look.
We are cute. Hey.
Oh my God, a little close down. That's so cute. It's so cute. I'm going to come back to that. So that was that definition. Let's go to a more complex definition, which I actually liked because it was more overarching. And don't let people, I know words have meaning, right? English is a very sticky thing, all right? Some people will tell you, well, how can I be fat phobic if I don't have a phobia? This is not 1912. Everything that has phobia in the term does not mean it's an actual phobia.
Yes. Yes.
But I digress. All right, let me make this a little bigger. Let me turn my bookmarks. Let me hide my bookmarks. All right, fat phobia, also known as anti-fat, is the implicit and explicit bias of overweight individuals that is rooted in a sense of blame and presumed moral failing. Being overweight and or fat is highly stigmatized in Western culture. Anti-fatness is instinctively linked to anti-blackness, racism, classism, misogyny, and many more systems of oppression. Anti-fatness contributes to individuals not receiving adequate health care for a number of reasons. One, the assumption is if someone is overweight, they cannot be healthy. Two, clinical care terms typically lack experience in treating diverse body sizes. Three, weight-related structural barriers. For example, size of exam tables, gowns, blood pressure cuffs, and scale limits. So we went over that for a reason. Ooh, we gonna have to girl.
Wrap it up, then.
So the reason why we got to this conversation is because we were talking about this situation, and I think I had brought up this tweet, and we were kind of discussing it, and we had gotten to a big conversation about it. So I want to put this tweet so that we can start having the conversation and unpacking it and putting things into perspective, adding the proper nuance to it, and giving the time for it to breathe. Because wow. Okay. Where is it? All right. So the day after it was announced that Jackie O had passed from complications with her surgery, this person at Nina Serafina tweeted, "People make fun of Lizzo on the internet all day. She tells y'all she eats well and works out, and that's just her body. And still, y'all crack insidious fat jokes. But as soon as a woman dies from plastic surgery, these very people talk about, quote unquote, love yourself, ladies. Just work out. Shut the fuck up." And I was like, yes, bitch. But the responses, I was like, oh, we're not on the same page.
When I tell you, I was like, wait, I thought this was okay. We're mad. We were mad. I was like, why are we mad?
Why are we mad? Are we mad because we're triggered? Are you triggered? So let's put in a nutshell, what we're going to break down is, for y'all that didn't understand what the fuck was going on, y'all fat shame Lizzo every fucking day on public platforms. You make remarks about how disgusting her body is, what her body should look like, what she shouldn't wear, what she should wear, what she should say, who she should date, what song she should create because she's fat. And y'all do this with all fat people. So what happens when you start speaking about fat people and how much you hate fatness? What message does that send to other people?
Hello, collectively, as a team.
Being fat is wrong. Being fat means you will be dragged on the internet. Being fat means you will be undesirable no matter how attractive you may be. Being fat means etc., etc., etc. It is that same fat phobic mentality in our society that pushes these women, whether it's white suburban moms, wilding out girls, baby mamas down the street, college girls, etc., to get and do certain things so that they are not categorized as fat, thus not being socially stigmatized. That same fat phobia pushed a mother of 3 to get plastic surgery not even a year after her child was born, because not only did society and her workplace, her industry of work, But even the father of her children making comments about women's bodies, how they look after giving birth, and how they look if they don't fit perfectly within our Black beauty standard. So why sis was getting dragged is the only way I can make that make sense in my mind. I don't know about you, is that y'all don't have the range to understand a lot of conversations. And y'all are triggered thinking that these are not linked when in actuality, the reason how you treat Lizzo is exactly what she was trying to escape.
Yeah. And it's unfair, and it's tragic that this is what brought that type of conversation, that type of dialogue. But, you know, as it says here, Lizzo has said for years, I work out, I go to the gym, I eat healthy for what I need to do for my body. This is just how my body looks. Like that's one thing I really want people to realize. Not everybody gonna look the same. Not everyone gonna come from buildabitch.com warehouse and look the same. It's just not gonna, you know what I'm saying? And fitness is also gonna look differently, and it's gonna display itself differently as well. Lizzo over here playing a flute, doing a handstand, singing full-on ballads for 2 hours, and most of y'all can't go up a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing. But somehow, sure, me too, bitch. Somehow, the standard of health and the standard of beauty has somehow correlated, has somehow they're the same, and they're not mutually exclusive. Just because someone is checkmarked beautiful and checkmarked healthy doesn't always mean that they both exist at the same time. And I think that's one thing that we have to separate ourselves from. People can be healthy and you have no idea. People can
be unhealthy and you have no
idea. You have no idea. Thinking about the things you put in your body. Thinking about, oh, you smoke hookah and you'll drink a whole handle of Hennessy, but somehow you're the standard of health and well-being.
So I think this would be a perfect segue to actually talk about aesthetics.
Y'all thumping.
Girl, y'all hear that?
Y'all thumping.
Girl. This would be a perfect segue to start talking about how we deem aesthetic as healthy. And I wanted to have this conversation because I do want to share some of the things that we've done and like the things we look back at like, bitch, why the fuck was I even on that kind of shit?
Bruh, wow.
But I also wanted to frame this around Keke Palmer and also Jim Bros.
Right.
So the other side of this is it's not only the negative treatment that is fatphobic. There is positive treatment or positive sentiment that comes with that, i.e. Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer has always been a petite girl, like that's just her. Even when her adult body kicked in, like she's still slim, petite. That's her body type. She dropped that baby. She got titties. She got hips, and that thing is thinging, right?
Sure.
So I also in this conversation brought that up, and I was like, she looks amazing. She's always looked amazing. She will always look amazing. Like, let's be honest, it's Keke Palmer.
Right.
But the way that we are talking about her body post childbirth, what message does that send to other women? What message does that send to her? And why are we valuing aesthetic to the point of we don't actually care about her health? Because we all know childbirth brings a lot of things, right? Her body is still trying to get reacclimated to this new hormone level, you know, going through the trauma of birth, pregnancy, organs need to go back. You don't know what is going on with her body. And I pray, because we all know how it is for Black women in healthcare, I pray to God she is completely healthy and she will remain that way. But we have no idea what's going on with her body. Mm-hmm. We have no idea what's going on with the chemistry in her brain. Mm-hmm. But we're talking and obsessing over the way her body looks. And although it's not negative, it's also like, do we actually care about the health and well-being of these people internally, mentally, physically, or do we value the aesthetic over anything? Just like you were saying, like you can look healthy on the outside, which a lot of gym bros do. They look healthy on the outside because they have muscles, they work out maybe 4 to 7 times a week. You know, they have these active lifestyles, they may eat vegetables, but a lot of them are anorexic.
Yeah.
A lot that let's try to understand of male anorexia. A lot of them are anorexic. A lot of them take steroids. A lot of them will chain smoke cigarettes all day, every day, but they look
suppress. Yeah. To suppress
so do
their
we
hunger or whatever. Yeah.
Our health, or do we value our aesthetic? Like, because we were talking about some of the shit, girl. I was like, I don't know what kind of dick I was smoking,
bruh,
to be working out and eating like I was trying to lose weight. But like diet culture is big.
I will definitely say like the most insane workouts that I did, like I looked good for 2 seconds, but that was, I mean, honestly, but I was just like, how long am I gonna eat lean ground beef, spinach, and vitamins for the? That's literally what I would eat: spinach, ground turkey with no seasoning. I wanted
food, girl. We're gonna have some salt-free seasoning, but we're gonna season the food, girl.
Girl, I tried it with the salt-free. It wasn't giving. I'm like, it tastes like static. I'm not adding this. I tried. It
tastes like static. But I think, like y'all, if y'all have been around the podcast or y'all follow me on my non-Coco the Lawyer sites, you know we are actually both part of this weight loss program, No BS. Shameless plug. But I think along with the mental work we do in that program and talking to my wife, who y'all know is an athlete, talking about the things that I used to do, you realize that shit's not normal. And I remember when I was trying to lose weight in undergrad, I was like eating like 1,500 calories. I would on Mondays I would go to the gym after school. On Tuesdays, and no, Mondays I would go up to the gym after school and do personal training. On Tuesdays, I would do Zumba and then probably some weights. On Wednesdays, personal training. Thursdays is Zumba, some other shit. Friday, personal training. Saturday, personal training. And sometimes I was doing 2-a-days. My wife, who played college basketball, was like, why the fuck were you doing all of that? And that, it put it into perspective that a college athlete would tell me I'm doing too fucking much. Now, granted, she do be eating Taco Bell, so maybe she's not the athlete to talk to about that. But it was kind of like, when I think about it, bitch, what the fuck was I training for?
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is just I was trying to not be fat.
Yeah.
Because being fat is like, oh my God, the worst that could ever happen to you.
Yeah.
Newsflash, it's really not. It's really not.
That's not.
But it's like, whether it's diet culture and dieting, whether it's working out and fitness, or whether it's plastic surgery, I think we all have to at some point, and this is not deter y'all from doing anything, because I'm not anti-plastic surgery. But what I am pro is you knowing the reasons why you're doing things.
Yes.
So whether it's going to be something as simple as wearing makeup, changing your hair, changing your clothes, working out, eating differently, or even up to you want a mommy makeover. Every person should take an inventory on the inside of, why am I doing this? What is the reason? And don't just say, oh, because I want to. Why do you want to? Because of this. Okay, and why? Because of this. Okay, why?
Right.
A
Find
lot of us,
find the roots. And a lot of times, well, while you're on it, honestly, a lot of times people be like, "Oh, it's gonna make me feel better." How do you know? How do you know you going under the knife and anesthesia and having to do 6 to 8 weeks of rehab is gonna make you feel better?
that was the other thing that we learned in the No BS. External things and you doing things per se do not change your feelings. And that's the reason why I say ask yourself why you're doing these things, because there's a narrative in the back of your mind that is propelling you forward to do this. And so for a lot of y'all want a nose job because my nose is too big and society said my nose is too big. And that could also show up then through your family. Your family and the people around you subscribe to those beauty norms and they impose them on you. You don't even evaluate, am I okay with my nose? And for me, I'm at a point, I think I've been here since like 22, so it's nothing new for me. I take an inventory of what society says and I decide whether or not I want to subscribe to that or not. There are certain things that I like and I don't like, and I have my reasons, and I think everyone should have their reasons. And when it comes to plastic surgery, which is the third part of this, is, like I said, I'm not anti-plastic surgery. I have my list of surgeries that I would love to have. Okay? When this food deflates and there's a little pouch of fat, look, it gotta go. Okay? It gotta go. Okay? I would love some skin tightening things. That would be great.
Yes.
But why do I want them? Because I've been big all my life, and I know when I get smaller, it's just going to be in there hanging out, and I don't want to hang out. Do I understand society values flat stomachs? Yes. Is that a contributing factor? Probably like 10%. I wouldn't have had the thought if it didn't come from somewhere. I wasn't born hating my body.
Nobody was.
Right. And so when it comes to surgery, I think for me, I have certain standards, right? I'm not going to a different country to get my work done. I'm just not.
I know.
I'm not going to someone that's not board certified by plastic surgery board. I'm not doing it. If you don't do this, I'm not doing this with you. But there has been, we could say with the BBLs, but really with all plastic surgery, because let's keep it a buck. People cannot afford certain plastic surgeries in this country. And so they go to other countries, even if they can afford it. Some people just want to go get their stuff done cheaply. People going to South America to get their teeth done. People going to DR to get their tummy tuck and lipo because they take out more fat and you can have a higher BMI. People going to Mexico to have weight loss surgery, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Even going down and flying to Miami, getting everybody done by Dr. Miami and flying right the fuck back. If I cannot have all of my care from someone I can drive to from my home, and they are not going to do it in a facility where they have access to a hospital, I personally am not getting it done. Because I value being here on this planet more than I value fitting into a certain aesthetic.
I think that's a key too. People's value of life is completely different. And people's level of saying what they'll do to live a certain life is completely different. Because even you saying you want someone that you could go to who has, board certified, you can do check-ins. Hey, this is different. I need you to touch it up, whatever. Some people don't care. They want it so bad that not only will they compromise their life, but they'll compromise the quality of life that they will have. Because even saying that, okay, you get it done cheaply or you get it done and nothing's wrong now, but 6 months down the line, something's wrong, what are you going to do? You got a BBL to work at Buffalo Wild Wings. Why?
No, you did not. No, you did not.
I'm saying honest.
Girl, what?
I'm being honest. What's the quality of life that you're going to have once you do this because you want it to feel good now and you're not looking at it in long term? First of all, this is a new trend for us. Let's be honest. BBLs are a new trend. Big butts are a new trend. It's a trend. It used to be
Also talk about the trends too. We'll get to that after you finish that. Let's put a pin in that.
Put a pin in it. But going back, really and truthfully, I feel like people's consideration to one, their life, and two, the quality of their life is very different, especially in the entertainment industry, because people come and go so fast. They think that that's it. But there's so much more than just entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like, people be basketball players for 3 years, 8 years, and that's a long run. That's not that long. Like, but your career's over now. So I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, people's perception of life and how long things should be is also contributing them to making these really, really drastic decisions about their bodies. To do
because
something
let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. For these cosmetic surgeries that are invasive, right? Like, okay, your Botox, your lip injections, you might could go to a different esthetician or a different provider to get that done, right? Before these implants and lipo, BBLs, that's a major surgery.
Major surgery.
And with any major surgery, there are potential complications up to death. That's if you got a BBL or a triple bypass or a knee surgery. Like, at the end of the day, all surgery comes with risk of death, right? So knowing that, I want to give my best chance at survival. Because if you die, what was the point? But like, it kind of doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
So that goes back to thinking about, why are you doing this, and why are you doing this the way you are doing this? If it's going to cost too much for you to get a tummy tuck, a liposuction, and a breast lift, and you live in the middle of Minnesota and you got to fly to Mexico, why are you doing this, and why are you doing this in this manner? The money aspect cannot be the end all be all of your decision. Because what happens if, like with these doctors doing plastic surgery and taking, because the other doctors, other countries have different regulations, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a certain amount in liposuction that you can take out when you get your liposuction procedure in America. Mm-hmm. So in a different country, they may take out more cc's of fat. Okay, so what's going to happen if you need help and you have to go to the emergency room or to a doctor in America, and now they can't do the procedure because this other doctor has done this procedure and it's going to violate some rules, and now we can't do that? What if you get a surgery and they leave a scalpel inside you? What happens if you die on the table? How are they going to get your body back from Mexico? If you went to Mexico to get surgery because you couldn't afford it in America, I'm assuming your family can't afford to bring your body back from Mexico. So we have to think about these things and where they come from. We didn't just get these ideas about our bodies out of thin air. We get them from somewhere. I was that girly in middle and high school. I loved the magazines, bro. I loved Teen Vogue, Cosmo, Glamour, People, all that shit. All up and through every issue every month was what to do to change your body to get more attention from men, what to do in bed to get men to fall in love with you, what to do with your hair and your makeup and your clothes. So we didn't get these things from nowhere.
No.
So I think especially as us as adults, we need to re-examine. And it's like, if you're going to do it, go ahead and do it. if everything pans out, you really want to do this, you've accepted that, yeah, I'm going to be down for a little bit. You know, there's a potential of death. I'm going to have this many follow-up visits and these massages and these garments. If everything pans out, do it. But I think this would be a great time to get into the different beauty standards, because going back to the trending plastic surgeries, trends in plastic surgery change every 15 to 20 years, depending on what the current beauty standards are. And so let's talk about it, because before the BBL was the thing, let's be real, getting a boob job, wow, like
that's a big deal. That was a big deal.
Getting new tits, bitch. Putting some D's on that, bitch. Let me tell you something.
That was a big deal.
Girl is going up for the breast augmentation.
I had a coworker, and he was just like, yeah, if I was with a girl long enough, I'd get her boobs done for her. I was just like, wait a minute.
Why?
Because he could.
Why is that something that you would think to pay up? But why? Why would
that's the standard? That's the standard. You want someone on your arm who looks a certain way, you get her tits done.
So let's break it down. The current European standard of beauty ain't really changed that much since like 1990 something. So we can just go through the list. All right, what makes you an attractive white woman is you gotta be like at least like 5'2" to 5'5".
Mm-hmm.
Right, that's optimal. Tall bitches, get the fuck out the way. Short bitches, sorry y'all. Sorry. We both out the group, so shit.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. Sorry.
Damn, that's wild.
Crazy.
Petite. Are we still doing size 2 to size 6?
Absolutely.
Still doing size 2 to size 6? Okay.
Absolutely.
Size 2 to size 6.
And 6 is pushing it. I ain't gonna hold you.
Girl, listen, that's plus sized.
Yeah.
Quiet as kept.
Pushing it.
A small but perky, shapely ass.
Yes.
Flat stomach, no hips. Yes. Not too pale, not too tan.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Big boobs.
Small nose.
Big got no big ass back or big ass arms.
No, not
so all small. No real muscle tone, because that might be perceived as muscular.
Too aggressive.
So toned, but no definition.
Yes, very small nose, like small, very small nose.
The bridge not too out there, nostrils not too wide.
Yes.
Small lips, small to medium lips. Blue, green, blue first, green second, hazel,
maybe,
brown,
maybe hazel.
Blonde first, brunette second, red third,
long
hair, at least in the middle of your back.
At least.
Blonde, not curly, but straight. You can curl your hair or scrunch it with that mousse, but it better not be curly.
No. Maybe even the occasional beach wave on vacation.
Yeah, a little beachy wave.
Yeah.
Freckles, not really.
No, we're not doing freckles.
So in the Western world, and when we say again, I have to put this parameter. When we say the Western world, we mean the countries controlled and colonized by Western Europe and America. That's the Western world. I don't know if y'all thought it was Western Hemisphere or what, but
no.
I'm here to tell you, Western Europe. So, I mean, there are some variations for Eastern European women. They have some of them have a distinctive Eastern European look. Right. And for Eastern European women, they have their own beauty standards. So here we're going to start seeing how these beauty standards adapt to what community you come from and what part of the world. Right? So we live in America. The white beauty standard is what it is, okay? When you think about the beauty standard, let's think about the women. Reese Witherspoon. Carrie Underwood.
Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston.
Who else? Charlize Theron.
Yes.
Who else? Y'all know the blonde hair, blue eyed bandits.
Right. Very quiet, not too much.
Very soft spoken, sweet. Yes. Talk when spoken to, do your job, go home, be cute and quiet.
Taylor Swift.
Girl, that's their leader. How I forget about her? That's their leader.
That's it. That's the queen.
That's their damn leader.
That's it. That's the queen.
That's the standard. Okay, you
That's
can deviate. You can deviate with one or two things.
Yeah, but not the whole thing.
You either get everything with some red hair, or you can have some hips and maybe some freckles.
Don't push it.
But
though.
You can't be fat. You can't be too tall. Like you push
Taylor might even be a little too tall. She might even be a little too tall.
Taylor is that well. Then we have our supermodel fantasy.
Yes, we have the supermodel.
Like 5'10" to 6'1", 110 to 120 pounds, no boobs, no ass, no muscle tone definition, nothing.
We forgot.
And that's what the standard beauties, the standard of European beauty girls be trying to aspire to. While everybody else trying to aspire to the standard of beauty was right here. They either got a bleach blonde their hair, wear makeup to hide their freckles, kill themselves in the gym to not have thighs. So where do y'all think all this comes from? Now, y'all know Negroes do everything white people do, but just behind the times.
Yeah.
Because if you really remember, who started with the whole BBLs out in mainstream? Because it wasn't a black girlie. We'll get to that some other time in this conversation. So let's adapt it to the current black beauty standard, right? We're not white, so we have to at least acknowledge some of our blackness. So let's start light skin. Colorism. I'm sorry. That's why
it's there. It's there.
Kind of thing. We gotta do all these things to get to pretty. But light skin, the lighter the better. But
you still have to have a flat stomach, though.
Flat stomach, fat ass.
Yeah.
Thighs to match, preferably.
Yes. You don't have to be.
We don't really have a standard of boobs.
We don't.
We switch with the white. They want boobs and no ass. We want ass and no boobs.
And it's also, I don't think they're as stuck with the height either, as much as
no, because if you're too tall, you a big bitch.
I feel like men prefer shorter girls. I feel like under 5'5", men be looking at them. I feel like the under 5'5".
I'll say like 5 foot to 5'5".
Yeah, we just shifted down.
I mean, 5'6" to 5'8". We kind of we pushing it
a little bit.
We pushing it.
You're over there like Meg Thee Stallion. You're like, okay, there's a specific demographic for that. Very specific demographic. Yeah, very specific demographic.
Trying to put them legs on his head. Now he loves tall women. Mm-hmm.
Think about it. You can't have natural hair. You're gonna have the 30 inch.
No, you can't have natural hair. You can. It needs to be curly.
Okay, and what types of curls? You can't have kinky curls. It has to be 3C or better.
We're talking about the beauty standard. We're not talking about black women. We're talking about the beauty standard.
Okay.
We're building the perfect bitch.
I was gonna give you the 30-inch bust.
The perfect 30-inch bust got 3A hair. The perfect bitch might got 3A hair.
Right.
Very much giving large coils.
Yes.
Very much so. Right.
Yeah. It's not like Afro pink.
Yeah, if you have different color eyes, it's a plus.
Yes.
We just assume most black people have brown eyes, but if you have light brown eyes, wow.
Well, them honey browns?
Bro. Oh.
Some honey browns?
We gotta be serious at some point. But light brown eyes.
Full lips.
Your nose can't be too wide or too broad.
No. High cheekbones.
Definitely high cheekbones.
Not
a fat face. Round faces are not.
No. Very long faces. Like the long, strong faces.
Long, strong faces.
I've seen a million niggas with some strong face ass bitches. I'm just saying.
You gotta get out of your own frame of reference.
I'm sorry.
Talking about niggas and shit that you know.
My bad.
So when we talk about these perfect builder bitches from our Black beauty standard, which is just colorism adapted from, white supremacy, texturism in the hair, featureism with the nose, eyes, lips. But I say the texturism with the hair and whatever. Okay. Who fits that? Let's go down the list of like, oh yes, those ones. I'll start off Beyonce.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Beyonce. Why am I blanking? I have their faces in my mind, but I can't think of their names.
That was all I had.
Not that was all you had. Now, come on now. I mean, she's usually mixed. So the archetype is usually mixed. Right. So Lotto, Cardi, I guess you want to consider her mixed.
I guess I keep thinking about the It Girls back in the day. That's why I'm not really.
Oh, well, we're doing currently, girl.
Yeah, we're thinking like current.
Day.
Yeah.
Now, back in the day, it was different. We got the brown skin.
Yeah, like the Nia Longs, like. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, but even when we look at, here's also why I say pretty does not exist, right? So with our beauty standard, just like with the white one, you could have a few deviations and still be considered in that thing. So usually when we see a beautiful dark-skinned woman, you never see her hair unless it's curly.
Yeah.
Or straightened. Or sew-in or wig. But with darker-skinned women, they tend to have slimmer features. They tend to, especially the nose and the lips.
Mm-hmm.
Tika Sumpter, Kelly Rowland.
Yes. Shannon Thornton.
Yes. Lupita.
Yes.
Their noses are small. Their lips are not that big.
Yes.
So it's like those are our deviations. Like
they have to pivot. They pivot a little bit. Yeah, they got to pivot.
Why I understand that, like, I've been called attractive my whole life. And you know what? I think for some people it will be like of a sad realization, like, oh, Zendaya, yes. Rihanna, yes. Got me this in the comments.
Oh yeah.
On TikTok. My bad, y'all, but yes. Rihanna, Zendaya.
Oh yes. Duh. Yes. Duh. Right. Duh.
I think, I don't know, I was in college doing sociology studies. I got a minor in sociology. I've always thought I was cute, bitch. No one ever called me ugly unless it was a hating ass bitch, to be honest.
That's very true. I will definitely say that. No one's ever called me. They've called me fat, but they ain't never called me ugly.
Look, you call me fat. You call my hair nappy. You can call me.
Never said I was ugly.
Say those things, but at the end of the day, bitch, the face card ain't gonna never.
Right. Unlimited fun.
But I realize my face card doesn't decline for other people that are not me, inside my brain with me, because my nose isn't too big, my lips aren't too big. My face is kind of symmetrical. They have that thing now because your face has to be symmetrical for you to be pretty. I don't understand.
Oh, and we didn't even talk about like texture, like not pigmented, no acne, hyperpigmented.
Listen, smooth skin. I can say I've never really had problems with acne, and that's genetical, which is also a thing. It's like some of these things are genetic.
Yes.
Why are we actually all of this is genetic? We didn't have control over any of this shit. But somehow, some way, we have made it a game to be in these boxes around shit that we can't control. And in order to remedy what we can't control, we have plastic surgery, we have diet culture, and we have colorism and texturism and featureism. And all the things that come with that. Because in other countries like India, that could be a whole class system.
Yeah. Easy.
Whole wars were started over noses. Okay? Easy. Hotel Rwanda was not a fictional made-up thing. They were really fighting their cousins and them because some white folk told them, if your nose and looks like this, you're a Tutsi or a Hootie or a Tootsie. It's like, y'all do know y'all are actually like related. and y'all over here killing each other. Sorry,
Yes.
unaliving. Sorry. Y'all are unaliving each other. Mass genocide over features.
That you can't control.
So even though we're having this conversation from our luxurious American homes, this conversation reaches across the globe because
Absolutely.
on the continent, what's trending there? Bleach.
Hello. Plastic surgeries to
They
have.
getting they getting 360 lipo and tummy tucks too.
Absolutely.
What's trending in India? Bleach, hair straighteners.
Girl.
What's trending in the Dominican Republic right now? Bleach,
Bleach.
a blowout. There's a whole Dominican blowout because they don't like the texture of their hair.
And it's
So
wild.
for
That's a
y'all
whole
that
nother
have
thing.
this myopic view of this conversation is global. The
It is.
Europeans have done a number on us.
And this is centuries worth of implanting these views. Like, even if you want to take it back to chattel slavery in the US, you had the house niggas and the slave niggas. The house niggas were still slaves. They were still slaves.
But the proximity to whiteness. We value the proximity without understanding they were both slaves. One just had to work outside and one had to work inside with massa getting,
Yes.
So it's like when we go to think about these things with our body image and what we do and don't like, where did it come from? Who told you that? Who told you your nose?
And why do we agree that was what we're gonna do? Like, why nobody was like,
that is society. That's just how society works. All societal norms are just us getting together and collectively thinking like, yep, that's the thing that we want to do. There are some outliers, but the majority of us say, yep, that's what we want to do. Like with marriage. It's a societal norm. Get married. Why? We don't fucking know, but do it anyway. Go to college. Why? Societal norm. Do it anyway. If we don't ever stop to think for ourselves, why am I doing this? Mm-hmm. Do I really want this? Is this going to impact my life negatively or positively? Can I do without this? Is there something that I can do to get the result that I want without having to do this surgery here?
Right.
Because for a lot of girls that get these surgeries, that they go too far. Hello, Chloe. China came back to us, but if you think getting a procedure done is going to change the way you view your body, you're going to always be chasing some surgery to make you feel better. Mm-hmm. Instead of getting to the why do I not like my body? Why do I have this dysfunctional relationship with the place that I have to live for the rest of my life? I don't have to live in this house. I can move tomorrow. I'm going to be in my body.
Right.
I can lose 100 pounds right now. It's still my body. I can gain 100 pounds right now. It's my body. I can take this off, take that off. It's still going to be where I live.
I had to start subscribing to, like, if it's in my size, I'm going to wear it. I couldn't continue to subscribe to, oh, I can't wear this because I look this way, or I can't wear this because, it's not going to look right on me. No, there's tailors.
Let's go with that. Who told you that? Where did you get that from?
Girl, the media.
But like, what? And was there something that really sticks out to you as like, it may not have happened to me, but I know if I do it based off this, it might happen to me. Not me being blurry, honey.
I was about to say, focus, bitch. Focus. I think it was I think it was more so. You're almost there, friend. You're almost there. We're so close. We're so close. We're so close.
Oh
So
my
close.
goodness.
I think it was one, not seeing anybody with that same mentality. Like you said, like everyone in society had this idea and we all just did that one thing with the society. Wow, you really just blurry as hell. That's crazy. Um, we all just did that one thing. You're mad close, fam. Okay,
There
you're
we
good.
go.
Yeah. We all just agreed that that's the thing that we're going to do. So we did it. So there wasn't like, kind of like, I guess I'll even take it back to like the natural hair. Like like on my campus, I was maybe like one of the first like 10 girls who was like part of the natural girl movement. You know what I'm saying? Like
The natural girl movement was either you got curly hair or twist out. We did not really do nothing but go off.
because we didn't know what we was doing, because nobody else was doing it. We didn't. You know what I'm saying? Like we did not know what we were doing. We didn't know. We didn't know. We didn't know. So I felt like, because you didn't really see, girls over a size 6 in a crop top, I was like, dang, I can wear a crop top. I mean, it's in my size. It's a large. Why can't I wear a crop top? I just started to wear a crop top. And I felt like Winnie the Pooh for a little bit, but I was like, fuck it. Everybody love Winnie the Pooh. So why can't I wear one? And I did.
Her.
Period. And so I think it was like, and then getting older too. Like, I'm just like, look, and this is, again, like you said, this is the body that I have. This is the only body I'm going to have. So why not enjoy it while it's 25, while it's 26, while it's 27? I'll never be this young again ever. Like every moment goes, you're going to be older. Kind of the same notion of people saving, certain outfits or certain dresses for special occasions. Wear the dress. Wear it. You know what I'm saying? You can't always save those things for you to look good. I would not want to go to the pool because I'm like, dang, like everyone's wearing a 2-piece. And then I was like, shit, I'm gonna wear a 2-piece. Like the fuck.
But I want to do.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like this notion that your summer body has to look like goddamn a Victoria's Secret model. The summer body is the body that you have from May 31st to September 8th. That's your summer body. Whatever that is in the summer, that's your summer body. That's it. That's literally it. Nothing more, nothing less. Whatever body you have in the summer season, that's your summer body. But to say, like you said, the things that we would do to get ourselves to a way to fit into a mold that didn't make sense to fit into, you and I have never been a size 2, a size 4. We have never been.
Wow, bro.
We have never, girl. My left butt cheek might have been a size 2, but like my whole body.
We were talking about that too because we were talking about that video on TikTok where the girl was like, "It took me a while," and someone said it to me like, "You can't diet and exercise a German Shepherd into being a Chihuahua." And I was watching Young Famous in Africa, the new season, like Fantana. She is flat stomach. She fits the aesthetic. She dark skinned, no. So, she got her negative one, but
right.
She's the gorgeous woman that fits into that body type. But when if you actually look at an African, especially West African women, if you look at their hands, their feet, like even when they're slim, they look thick.
Yeah.
That's just your body's frame.
That's just how you look.
We're trying to do things in opposition to ourselves, which is like there's nothing wrong with wanting to be smaller or lose weight. There's nothing wrong to, wanting to get, I guess, a nip tuck or a suction here, suction there. But it's like if you're doing it from a reference of you want to fit into this aesthetic that you could just never fit into, even at your smallest and your fittest and your healthiest, like some of us no matter how much we diet, how many vegetables and juice cleanses and fasts that we go on, no matter how many burpees and shit that you do, bitch, you are not going to be under a size 12. And a lot of women, especially black women, won't accept that. You have a flat stomach, bitch. You're fit. If you wanted to run down the street from a murderer for a whole mile, you can do that. But we're prioritizing our aesthetic over what quality of life do I want?
Yes.
What things do I want to experience? How do I want to go about this journey to getting my weight loss or my surgery done?
And
you can't get this time back.
On the flip side as well,
your child, they're doing something crazy, huh?
No, she here. That's why I was wondering what the
Oh, girl, who in your house?
Girl, I don't know the system on. Anyway,
girl,
fuck it, we ball. But on the flip side, just as much as you might never, like myself. Like I think the smallest I ever was in high school was an 8, and that was like a proper like Calvin Klein 8. But even with that, you said what?
Calvin B.
Right. No
stretch.
That's how I knew. That's how I knew I was a proper 8.
Like, but yeah, bitch, I'm an 8.
Right. In jeans.
Girl,
it's some jeans, girl.
Body, bitch.
Girl. But even on the flip side, women who are slim and want to be bigger. You still have these very slim women wanting a fat ass. Your body is not made to carry that. Look, you are not
fucked up.
Be hurt. I see people like the Kardashians who are very. Kim is like 5'2", 5'3".
So petite.
She's so small. I'm just like, I know your knees hurt. I know they do.
Look, if my knees and my back hurt with all this ass that came with the fupa to match, trust me. I know that your frame with nothing else but muscle tone is struggling right now.
It's struggling. I'm just like, that's the same thing that's so hard to see. I'm just like, you forget that like people moving things around and shifting them, like you said, like the body that you have is the body that you have, down to the genetics, down to the molecules. Just because you suction it out doesn't mean it doesn't exist anywhere. It just means it's gonna look different. It's not gonna.
We have to manage our expectations as well.
Yes.
Because I did see one of the girls I follow. She had a big weight loss, and she went and got her tummy tucked because part of it was medically necessary, right? But she was just sitting in there looking and pulling her body apart. First of all, bitch, you look good before a tummy tuck, bitch. You look good now. If that had been me, bitch, I would have been down the fucking street in a bikini.
Listen, turn up.
But she was pulling her body apart because I guess in her mind, when she got her 360 skin removal, that they were somehow going to pull down her back, and that was going to be smooth without surgery.
It was a tummy tuck.
Expectations.
It was a tummy tuck.
It was a tummy tuck and some lipo.
So what did your back have to do with your tummy?
See, managing expectations, right?
Okay.
And on the other side too, right? Your brain has to catch up too.
Yeah.
People think I'm going to have this big change. I'm going to be so happy. First of all, your brain is not used to seeing your body like this. Yeah. So you get a nose job, your entire face has changed.
Yes.
We have to think about, like, do we have the psychiatric support, the therapy support? That's the other thing. We've been talking about weight loss surgery. And I got a doctor here, girl. I got new insurance, so I think I'm gonna be paying for it. But in the package, because it costs $14,000. But in the packages, the pre-op care, psychiatric stuff, and the physical stuff with the doctor, the surgery, and a year of aftercare, which includes checkups, any revisions or that, and also the therapy for that. Just
Yeah.
also like, look, I would rather pay a lot more money to have all my care taken care of than go to Mexico and pay $1,500, even though it'll be the same surgery. I'm not doing that.
Mm-mm.
But the one thing I do appreciate about bariatric surgery is they want to make sure you are mentally sound.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make sure that, one, you're doing it for the right reasons, and two, that you will be successful long term.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people like us that have certain things, I won't say issues, with certain ideas and mentalities and beliefs around food and body,
Yeah.
that just because you get the surgery and you are not able to eat what you truly want does not mean you've solved your issue of overeating.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to make sure, like, hey, do you get it?
Are you good?
Are you good? So it's like, if I'm going to, and this may be something that I do just because there's going to be a lot of changes around my body, with weight loss and pregnancy and all that, like, that's a lot to change. So, like, a part of that is, like, if I don't have the support system to make sure I'm mentally okay, and my support system is just like, ooh, girl, you're going to look so good. You're going to look so good, girl. You're going to look so good. Okay, great. Is your mind okay?
Right. Are you able to wrap your head around this change?
Surgery, or we got 15 more coming down the pipeline?
Right. Right. Is this it? Because this is all we got the capacity for. Hello.
And it's like you have to think about all these things, especially, if we have children. Again, any surgery that you have where you got general anesthesia, girl, you might not come back. That's just what it is.
You might not come back.
Right? So we have to think about all of these things. And then, so we talk about how, like, you need to make sure that, like, can I give myself what I need without the surgery?
Yeah.
Can I get to that place of body acceptance, love, and internal validation without having to go under the knife or to lose 100 pounds, even though, like, I'm a bobblehead.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to, I think I missed my opportunity to post this clip, because there was this clip that I saw from the King of Reads that shows DC Young Fly on 86 South talking about women's bodies, right? And so we kind of talked about how, like, society, and we talk about society, it's like this big thing, like, oh my gosh, it's like this blob, but it's like society is all of us, and then it comes down to the people that you know and yourself, right? So we get these ideas from big societal, this is how we do things as a society, here's our norms. But then we have to, in order for it to progress and to continue to, we have to perpetuate them.
Yeah.
And we usually perpetuate them on a personal level, meaning, like, how you were raised, what your school was like, what your group of friends do, how you converse in academia and all that. All those things, societal norms are circulating and all that kind of stuff. So, going back to our standards of beauty being focused towards the male gaze, right? Is there anything you could think about other than what Black males have deemed beautiful for Black women and mixed Black women? Other than that, can you find any reason to get a BBL? Outside of male validation and the beauty standard, could you find any reason to get a breast augmentation?
No.
Other than medically necessary stuff. I meant to put that.
Sure. Yeah.
With nose jobs, breast augmentations, some skin removal and tightening things, those can be medically necessary. So if you're a healthy young woman that's 21 to 35, other than males, what will be the point of getting a tummy tuck?
There isn't one.
So, have you, I mean, obviously, we will see things on social media. Social media is a big thing. But have there been any conversations you've been privy to where men are openly discussing women's bodies, and how did you interpret, or what did you hear from that conversation?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've definitely like heard guy friends talk about dating women who have some room for error. Basically saying they're small enough now that if they get with them and have a baby, or they're with them long term and have that relationship weight, that they're small enough now that if they gained that weight in the relationship, they still would be attracted to them or okay with them because they have a little bit of wiggle room because they're small now. So to say that, you know, you wouldn't date a girl who's already big now because she doesn't have any room for error for her having a baby or getting relationship weight or whatever.
I'll also like to take this time to say men's ideas of women's bodies are just so unfucking serious.
Wild.
With that being said, I'm going to play this clip, and I want to end this conversation discussing the world we wish Jackie would have experienced, or what women could experience. Our ideal society when it comes to women, when it comes to body image. Let's see. How do I change this? Girl, I'm still getting used to this StreamYard, honey. I'm okay. So
I feel like a church lady, all these mints in my purse.
Girl.
Okay,
Let me play this. And we can comment and then discuss.
No, not the deep one. They own that stomach, my boy.
It's soft. Act like you know me.
You ever seen one like you said the stomach was stretched? Stretch.
You see that, right?
No, they take the extra skin and they stretch it.
No, they put it in.
They do.
No, that's the thing. They pull it down.
What's going on?
I cannot.
Let me play that over again so we can get that. But I'm gonna put the link to this video in the description box. I love Justin. If y'all don't know the King of Reeds, y'all really should.
Hey,
Nigga love stretch marks.
not the deep ones. No, not the deep ones. They own that stomach, my boy.
It's soft. Act like you know me.
You ever seen one like you said the stomach was stretched? Stretch.
You see that, right?
No, they take the extra skin and they stretch it.
No, they put it in.
They do.
No, that's the thing. They pull it down.
What's going on? I cannot.
So it was a little echoey on my side.
Oh. Let me play it again.
I don't know how to get rid of the echo. I heard them talking about stretch marks.
Maybe if I mute.
Yeah, try that. That's good.
Hey,
Nigga love stretch marks.
not the deep ones. No, not the deep ones. They own that stomach, my boy.
I'll never count them out. The ones that stomach like
on dirty clothes.
It's crushed it up. It be soft. That meat be soft.
Man.
Balled up paper bags. Act like you know me. That's that tummy tuck.
You ever seen one like you can tell the stomach was stretched? Like, ooh,
like that.
You
you talking about that? You talking
stretched.
You talking about that? You see that, right?
No, they take the extra skin
and they put it in their jeans. No, they put it in their jeans.
They do.
They put it in their jeans.
No, that's the thing. See, they pull it down.
They pull it up.
What's going on, you all? I cannot
I think I know another clip I can find, but what are your thoughts about that?
I guess it's like, dang, women can't do nothing right. You got a tummy tuck, they ain't fucking with it. You got stretch marks, they ain't fucking with it. Like, and I think that, like you said, it is sad that that's the world that she existed in and was aligned to. And I get it. You know, he is a comedian. I get to some extent, like, some of it is for jest, but I don't think all of it was not something he believed in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it's not something that he doesn't align to himself. And I think one thing that someone had said, and I forgot what platform I read it on, was like, you know how you notice what type of person a man is when they describe their significant other. And a lot of times men will describe their significant other by qualities that relate to how that person served them. So even in his eulogy, he described her as a great mother. Oh, she took great care of the kids. I'm going to remind the kids of you being their mother, etc., etc. Now, I didn't see the whole service. I didn't hear him say anything about her as a person. And that was what was sad to me, to see that somebody who you have said that you love and care for, you can't speak to her aside from how she has worked and labored for you and how she has served you. But somehow that's the standard that women want to get to. And it's like, if you're not displaying that in some way, men don't see you as somebody, not even worth, but like, they just don't seem interested enough to align themselves to you. Oh, you don't cook, you don't clean. Oh, you don't want to have kids, yada, 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 yada. So I think that all comes down to like, what are we letting society tell us? And why are we letting them tell us those things on how we conduct ourselves without asking the questions? Like, why are we doing this? I think that really just goes back to, like, why are we doing this? Why is this okay that we're doing this?
I want to show this clip. I just saw this today. How do we're going to get this together somehow, somewhere. It's a small clip. Let me turn my mic off so that it doesn't echo.
It looked like 6th grade.
Really?
Pizza. It used to look like middle school pizza. Middle school cafeteria pizza. The triangle.
I hope this man did not pressure this.
Sixth grade.
Really?
Pizza. It used to look like middle school pizza. Middle school cafeteria pizza. The triangle.
I hope this man.
So that was him commenting on the way that her breasts look. I showed that to body image, and people discussing body image is not always overtly chastising or being belligerent towards you. It could be a joke. And I wanted to end because I think I left that conversation kind of sad, because like, I wish she had lived in a world that valued her body as is after giving birth to 3 children. At least enough for her to get back to her body's equilibrium and getting to a normal before having these surgeries. But because of, and this is someone that naturally on their own would fit our Black beauty standard.
Yeah.
But she still felt, because of the pressures of probably being a Wild 'N Out girl and trying to secure and maintain your spot, and hearing the way men objectify and talk about their bodies, and being a social media star and what that comes with when you are supposed to be a desirable woman, and then having this man make comments like this, not even just about your body, but women's bodies in general on camera. I wish she lived in a world where she did not feel like she needed to get a mommy makeover from someone that had so many complaints against him. So, I don't know where to go from here, but as we always do in San Francisco, encourage the girls.
Yeah.
Encourage the
You
girls.
is taking it back, okay? You is taking it back. I would say, well, thanks for having me on your conversation with Coco. Appreciate it.
You can always come here. You just be in the bed.
Yeah, no, I really do. I literally would be asleep right now if I wasn't having this conversation. But I think whatever body you got is the body you got. Like, I would encourage everyone to just take the time to sit with that. The body that you have is the body that you have. And find ways to love the body that you have, because you only have one. You know, if you find that you're at a point where you feel surgery is what you need to do, continue to ask yourself why until you get to where you need to be. Continue to ask yourself, what am I willing to risk up to my life to look this way, to feel or hope to feel this way? And if you're not willing to risk it, it's not worth it. And be kind to yourself. I think that's the third thing I'll say. Be kind to yourself. You know, women, people who have babies, it can easily take 5 to 7 years for your body to really get back to baseline of where you were before the child. So please be understanding, please be kind to yourself, and find people around you who are going to be kind to you as well. That's all I have to say.
I think my encouraging word for the girls is just to start to prioritize your thoughts and opinions about yourself and your body before anybody else. I know it may seem like a heavy order for some of y'all for me to say stop valuing other people's opinions, but I think just having a prioritizing chain of command. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you want to think, whatever it is that you want to change, be it habits, be it jobs, be it plastic surgery, make sure it passes your validation first. And then you could ask people like, okay, what do y'all think about this? Or anything like that. Again, your body is your home. You can always change your home. That's up to you. But this is your permanent residence. Okay? If you're not here, none of this matters. So, with choosing things out of wanting the best quality of life, choose those things. If it includes plastic surgery, do that. If it includes unbigging your back, do that. But again, always seek your own validation first. And then while you are seeking your validation, within that, you need to be asking yourself, why am I doing this? At least 5 to 10 times, especially if it's going to be something that's going to put you under and you might not come back and see your children ever again. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself, is it worth it? And yeah. But that's been another conversation with Coco. We'll probably be back next week. I don't know. I do whatever I want, so. But yes, thank you for joining me this week. I wasn't tipsy, which is a great thing for us because wow. But yeah, let me know in the comments. We forgot to pull our resources, but we are going to construct a list of resources that have helped us with our body image. It'll be some books, some podcasts. Hell, she might got a PDF file. I don't fucking know. We forgot. We'll get that together. And until next time, I'll see y'all. Bye.
Bye.